Hello everybody, my name is CulBlu and I'm bringing out this video of me playing a board game, and today we're going to be doing a playthrough of Fromage. We're going to be doing a solo playthrough, of course. As you can see here, Fromage, the game, with cheese and stuff. And yeah, this is going to be my playthrough of it. Of course, I'm going to teach a few of the rules, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the playthrough. So, because this is going to be pretty straightforward game, I will do a rolling teach. So let me go and get our music started here in the background. Okay, cool. All right, so we got the music in the background, and let's get this out of the way. And let's get going with our battle for the greatness. All right, so in this game for Fromage, our goal is to, let me zoom out a little bit here. Our goal is to, well, okay, I didn't think that through, did I? There we go, it's a little bit better. Our goal is to essentially score the most points, and we'll be scoring points by playing on this little round board area. I have a little Lazy Susan under it, so it helps me rotate and spin it a little bit more. And my opponent is going to be over here. You can see here, you can see them off to the screen, off to the side, but I have them also up here, superimposed up there. But I'm going to be facing off against them, the corporation, and they're going to be playing cards, or sorry, putting pieces down, getting in my way, doing all kinds of nasty things to just get on my nerves. So my goal is to score the most points. And I'll score points by scoring points from various arenas. The solo bot, they'll be scoring in a specific way, which is just listed on the board. They'll score points for some of the area control scoring, and they'll also score points based on the highest revealed, number here. You can see a little score there. And finally, they'll also score based on objective cards they collect over here. So they have a few different ways that they can score, which are a little bit more, streamlined and simple. But for me, I got to compete in this arena of boards, and there's 4 different arenas I'll be competing in to try to score points. I can also score points from scoring contracts or finishing contracts. If I finish a certain number of contracts, I'll get a certain number of points. I can also score points by building or finishing fruit, cutting up fruit and making jams when I do my cheeses. So there's a slew of different ways I can score points, but these are some of the ways I can score points. So that is all going a long way to say that there's kind of a veritable point salad of points here for me to score. Oh, sorry, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to our zoomed in view because we're going to be playing from here. This is going to be a rolling teach, as in I'm going to teach some of the basic rules here, and then I'm going to also teach some of the rules as I go through. So I'll definitely try to mark somewhat consistently in the timestamps if you want to kind of skip and learn the game. But I'll talk about some things up front. First and foremost, we start the game with all 3 of our cheese workers. Every player is going to have 3 of these cheese workers. Playing solo, slightly different rules. Again, the bot's going to have their own thing going on over here. But essentially, I'll need all 3 of my cheese workers, and then I'll need all, I think, 12. Let me check. I think it's 12. I lied. It is 15. I'll need all 15 of my cheese. Wait, wow. Well, is that 15? Oh, math is hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 15. You'll start with all 15 of your cheeses. If you're playing solo like I am, they'll have their 15 cheeses on the back of one of these player boards. And here's a player board here. Here's the back of it. You can see here's the level 1 corporation. I'm finding the level 2 corporation because I think I know what I'm doing. In addition to that, you'll also need to just you also need to set up your board. The board comes in 4 different pieces here. So just kind of zooming out to our wide view. There's 4 different little pie pieces, and they just kind of slot together, puzzle together. Trying to get this without breaking everything here. 1 second. There we go. 4 little pieces, and they'll slot together. I got mine oriented this way. It's just randomized and changes things up on what's next. And that sits there. And then you'll have your little guard here. I'm using the guard from Formaggio, but it's the same as the one for Fromage, just slightly different rotation. So it's the same thing, but essentially either side, it just kind of randomizes which one lines up with what. So I'll just throw it like that, sure. And then if you want to, you can give it a little spin if you're Lazy Susan, or just kind of start randomly on a different quadrant. I'll start here as my first area. And that's kind of the board setup. Also, sorry, another thing, if you are playing solo, if you're playing solo or a different player count, there are inserts that you'll have. So if you're playing with 1 to 2 players, you play with the insert here. I'm playing on side 2 instead of side 1. Side 1 is a little bit more basic and straightforward. Side 2 is a little bit more spicy and advanced. So we'll be having a little bit of fun on that side. And these just slot in. The game comes with 1 for each player count, essentially. They're all double-sided. And I think the 4-player one's built into the board itself. So that all goes a long way to say it's a little bit set up, of course, but I don't know why I'm going through all that when I'm just doing a playthrough. Anyway. Cool. Now that we got all that established, I got all my resources over here. These are the fruits. The fruits, because I have Fromage and Formaggio, I have different type of fruits. They're all the same. A fruit is a fruit. It doesn't matter which one. Building, same thing. A building is a building. There's not different type of buildings like a house and a silo. They're the same thing for the purposes of placing a building. And then finally, animals. There's sheep, goats, cows, bulls. Those all count as animals and they go in there. So that's my resource pile. Okay. You also have your objective cards. These objective cards, these will all be based on which one you're playing. I'm playing Fromage. The first game, not Formaggio, so I'm using only the Fromage objectives to keep it simple for myself. And put those there. I don't need these wine tiles, because those are for Formaggio. Okay, cool. Now that we established all that, we got that all set, let me go ahead and zoom back into our main view and let's start explaining the rules and getting through our playthrough. So, first and foremost, I said this is going to be a rolling teach, so I'm not going to teach everything immediately, so I'm going to basically play the game while teaching. That's the whole idea of a rolling teach. So when playing solo with Fromage, there's a few things you need to know. Or when playing Fromage in general, there's a few things you need to know. There's a few different arenas you're going to be playing in. So if I look here, I'm focused on this quadrant. This is the only area I'm going to be playing in, as in this cut of the pie. There's two different areas, usually two different areas for each board. There's the top section up here to gain resources, and then there's the play area here that you'll be kind of competing in to, against your opponents to try to score points and do better than them, and it'll give you some effects and some benefits, and we'll talk more about those because there's 4 different arenas we'll be fighting in. And then finally you have your player board. Your player board has a few different features that are important to point out. The first thing is that it has this up here, which tells you what your starting resources will be. We'll talk more about this once we actually get started, but just note that that's there. And then you have your storage area here for your houses that you have not built into areas, and your animals that you've gathered over here. And then you also have storage here for your fruit that have not been committed or used to either be chopped up fruit or to be jammed fruit. And then finally, you have your contracts that are unfinished will be on this side. And then your contracts that are finished will be here on this side. For me, I'll just kind of keep them slightly off the screen so you can at least count them to know how many I have. But I'll put my cheese pieces here because I'm trying to keep it compact and visible for those who might be watching on smaller devices or just watching on TV or might just want to actually read what's happening. Unfortunately, the text is not super clear because my camera is cameraing, but we'll get over it. In addition to all that, you'll note that you have different sections here. Every player board is going to have a different combination of these sections. So you see here, this is a different player board. This one has a barn. That one has a garden shed. This one has a delicatessen. Wow, I don't think I've ever heard that building. But a delicatessen. This one has a loading dock. And they'll be different. And there's also a drafting variant that you can play with this, to where you can take some of the different building tiles that they have. They give you a whole stack of them. It's like this. And essentially, you can draft these and place them instead. I'm not playing with that variant. I'm keeping it simple, just playing with whatever's on the board. But I just wanted to note that it's not that much complicated because that much more complicated because on the front you'll have kind of an image. I'm trying to find it. Oh man, I don't have my green screen set up. You'll have you have on the front just some text here that explains like the name of the building, a pictorial representation of what's happening. So the building this requires one house to actually be built. This is the academy, and then I'll let you do whatever it says here. And then on the back side, it explains in text form what it's doing, and that's really nice. And this one's for the expansion. You can tell because it has, or the second game, because it has a French flag there. It's not the fromage, that's for fromage. Okay, cool. I just want to mention all that so we can kind of get familiar. Also, there's some stalls here. These stalls can be used to send your animals to allow you to build a cheese. These are a one and done use, so you use it once and you can't use it again unless you have an ability that says otherwise. Which will be printed on your board. But essentially these are pretty cool because they allow you to kind of build an extra cheese. We'll talk more about that as we go along. All right, cool. Now that we have had a thorough tour of what our player boards are, let's go ahead and get started with the game. So I do need to initialize one of the areas here. So I am going to go ahead and initialize that area. So we're going to start in Fromage, but I'm going to switch over to the villa. And as part of setup, I need to take these and randomly place them on the 6 spots that are matching their shape. So I'll put this one here, I'll put this one here, and then I'll put this one here, and I'll put this one here, this one here, and this one finally goes there. All right, we'll explain more of this area once we actually start getting to playing it. Cool. Now that we got everything set up, let's go ahead and get started playing. So, I mentioned before there's a few different arenas we'll be playing in. So there's two different sections here, as kind of defined by the hard border here. So this section is, I can put a worker, and I have my 3 workers here. I have a soft cheese worker, a blue cheese worker, and a hard cheese worker, or white cheese, yellow cheese, blue cheese. You can call it whatever you want, but it's 3 different workers of my color. My opponents will all have their own workers with their own different colors with the same idea. And essentially these are the workers I'll be using to place and hopefully try to gain some really good benefits. Now, I can take a worker and I can put it in a spot like this, so I can put them here. And if I do, then nobody else can put a worker there until I vacate that spot. I'll vacate that spot at some time in the future, but I'm not gonna tell you when at this moment. But for now, I put a worker there, and that's gonna allow me to draw a card, draw a card, which is to gain a resource. This is a resource, so it counts as a resource, but it allows me to draw a card. If I put my worker here instead, it allows me to draw 3 cards. You see there's a 3 there? And that allows me to draw 3 cards. Now there's some trade-off for that, which we'll explain a little bit later, but for right now, since we're getting started with the actual playthrough, let me go ahead and get my starting resources, and then I'll actually do my playthrough and talk about what I'm doing. So, my starting resources, I'm going to start with 2 and 1. This is going to show you the orientation of the board. So if I orient this according to what the board looks like, I'm going to get 2 houses. Let me zoom out. I'm going to get 2 houses and I'm going to get 1 cow. So 2 houses, 1 cow for me. So I will start the game with 2 houses and 1 cow or 1 animal. Okay. And now we're finally ready to start. So I'm going to go ahead and do my playthrough. So I can place a worker up here to gain the resource. We've already talked about that, but that's how I can gain some of those resources that are being featured in that area. Secondarily, I can place a worker down here, and when I do, the worker has to match a type. So for instance, if I want to put a piece here, then I would take one of my cheeses, put it like so, and because it's a yellow cheese, there must be a yellow worker that covers it, like so, and I put my worker there. Now there are different benefits for putting your workers in different places on the board. There's different reasons why you'll want to put stuff in certain places. But for now, just note that if I want to put a worker, let's say I want to put one here, I would need to use my blue worker. I would take my cheese, put it there like so, and my blue worker would cover it like that to show that they've been committed to that spot. And you can only put one of your workers in this area during your turn. You can only put one of your workers in this area during your turn. And also, if I have a available spot here to put a worker, like for instance this garden shed, if this is built, so I can build that by just putting 2 houses like so, and these are locked in for the rest of the game, but it gives me access to that spot. I can put a worker there to gain whatever that resource is, which in this case is going to be a fruit, and that'll let me have that. Now, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and play this turn, and then I'll explain how workers come back here afterwards and kind of what the trick of the game is. But essentially, when I place a worker, it's going to be locked there until it comes back to me. The workers will come back to me at a certain point, but I will explain it more by doing instead of telling. So first, I'm going to go ahead and consider my options here. All right. I'm going to try to take an ambitious move. I'm playing solo, so I forgot. When I'm playing solo, the bots will go first. They will always go first. They will go first by drawing a random contract, like so. And depending on what the contract is, they'll put one of their workers there. So this one's going to show a hard cheese yellow plate. So they're going to try to put a worker on a hard cheese yellow plate. There's only one spot, so they'll take one of their workers from their board and they'll put it over here like that, thus blocking me from taking that spot. Nobody else can take that spot for the rest of the game. They claim that spot is their spot. Now, if the bot had drawn. If the corporation, to say, had drawn one of these cards and there was no legal placement in the current arena that I'm active in right now, then they will instead put this card on their board, and at the end of the game, they'll score 3 points. They'll score 3 points per one of these cards that they have. So essentially, this lets me know where they're playing. It also acts as a way to possibly give them some points, depending on how things go for them. And man, that glare is gonna kill me. All right, I was gonna put that off to this. Yeah, we're gonna put that off to the side. I don't want to see a glare there. Okay, so now that's done, I can continue with my turn. So I'm going to take a bold move, as I was saying before. because I do want some resources. I should probably explain this area. So the way this area works is at the end of the game, I will score points based on how many different tables I'm on. There are currently 6 different tables. There are 6 different tables here. There's 2 bronze tables, there are 2 silver tables, and there's 2 gold tables. Now, for each, or all I need is 1 cheese on the table for me to score there, score for the table, and for each different table that I have, I will go up on this little ranking chart here. So if I have 6 different tables, I'll score 20 points, which is the most you can score here. That's pretty good. Additionally, at the end of the game, I will also score points per cheese that I have on one of these spots. So these are pretty special spots. And that can give me some really good stuff too. Now, I mentioned before I was going to talk about it a little bit later, but I guess I'll talk about it now. Generally speaking, you will get your worker back in different rounds depending on what kind of plate you're putting your stuff on. So in this case, if I put a worker here on a bronze plate, I will get them back next round. If I put a worker here on a silver plate, I'll get them back in 2 rounds. If I put a worker on the gold plate, I'll get them back in 3 rounds. And then subsequently up here, if I put a worker here to get 3 resources, I'll get them back in 3 rounds. If I put them over here, I'll get them back in 2 rounds. If I put them back here, I'll get them back next round. And I'll explain how that logic's out once we actually finish our play. But I just want to make sure that I'm stating that up front so that people kind of know what you're expecting, what you're looking for, and all that fun stuff. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and take a big toss. First, I'm going to take only 1 resource here. I'm going to put a worker up here, and I'm going to gain myself a contract card, and it is a bronze hard cheese. So I'm going to put that over here to show that it's not finished. Once it's finished, I get to move it over here. But if I am to build a bronze hard cheese or hard cheese bronze on a bronze plate, then that will give me this card scored, and I get to move it over here, and it will give me points for the end of the game. But for right now, it's not built. I don't think I want to do the bronze hard cheese. So I think what I want to do is I want to take a big swing at this. This is probably a bad idea, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to invest in the future. So I am going to take a soft cheese. I see. I'm going to take a cheese, and I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to put it there. I'm going to jump on that table, and I'll put my worker there to show that I built that, and they're stuck there now. Now that I've done that, I will get the benefit of the table that I'm currently on. And this table, it will give me 2 goods of my choice that are not the same, and the goods are either a card, a fruit, a house, or a animal. So I will decide to take an animal. And I think I also want I want an animal and a house. I think, oh man, I should get a fruit. Okay, I'm gonna get animal and a house. I'm gonna stick with animal and a house because I'll be able to get a fruit next round based on the board up here. So I'm taking an animal and I'm taking a house. And I just realized that the view is probably not the best for knowing kind of what's coming next. So I'm going to zoom it out just a little bit. Hopefully it's not going to be too disruptive. So you can at least see a little bit of what's coming up next. And maybe that'll be a better view here. All right, so we're going to play it from here. Things are kind of not quite set for that, but hey, it's fine. Happens. Got to make adjustments and adaptations. All right, there we go. So the reason why I wanted to show this is because the look ahead is I know next round, because we're going clockwise, the board rotates clockwise. I know next round I'll be able to get fruit. That's the reason why I didn't take a fruit and an animal. I instead took a house and an animal. I probably should take a contract card actually. Nah, I'm gonna stick with what I have here. I have reasons for that. Okay, cool. Now I'm done with that. I am committed. I cannot play my 3rd worker because I would need to put them here. Actually, do I want to do that? I don't think I want to do that. Jeez, this hurts. Pain. All right. We're gonna do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna build this house right here, like so. And I'm also going to. Well, I'm gonna hold on to this for now. I'll build that now. Okay, fine. All right, so I built these 2 places. When you build places, you do not have to build in order. You can build in whatever order you want. You can build this one first, and this one next, and this one never. It's up to you. I just want to mention that because apparently I played a game where somebody thought they had to build an order and that was detrimental to them. Anyway, so now that I built this garden shed, I can take this last worker and I can actually place them right there. And that's going to give me 1 fruit. Cool. So I now have a fruit for the future. It's going to go into this basket because it's uncommitted. Once I do commit to a chopped fruit or to a jam fruit, then that fruit will move over accordingly, and I'll need to get more fruit to put on those spots, but we'll explain what that means as we go on. Okay, now I'm done, committed everything, can't do any more things. We move on to the next round. We rotate our board, and what we do now is we will take a look at the very zoomed out view, and we'll take a look at the entire board. And if you have any workers that are pointing to you, they will come back home. You get to take them back. So in this case, you can think of it this way. This is the quadrant that I'm in. This is the section that I'm in, and it's pointing this way. So therefore, this worker is pointing back to me. That means I get to take them back. That worker over there is pointing away from me. And as you can see, it's going to take me 2 more rounds to get them to come back. That's the reason why I mentioned before, if you put it on a gold plate or put it on a 3 spot, it's going to take you 3 rounds to get them back. So that is an important distinction, and that's the reason why all that happens. Okay, going back to I want to go to our super zoomed in view. Nah, okay, fine. We'll play it from here. I'm not happy about it, but we'll play it from here. So, first I need to get the bot going. So the bot's gonna go, we're gonna draw a card. They are gonna take a silver blue cheese. Let's see if I can get that in a better spot. Yeah, let's do it there. They'll do a silver blue cheese. So they're going to take one of their pieces and they're going to go for a silver blue cheese. There is a silver blue cheese right there. They'll ignore all the requirements here for here. So normally they'll need a fruit before they can put it there, but they don't need one because they're a bot. They just put it there and that's it. All right. So next is up to me. Oh, sorry. This one comes back to me because they were pointing at me at the start of my turn. Lots of thought and consideration here. I think I really don't want to lose another worker for 3 rounds, but I can get some stuff there. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. I don't like this idea. I think it's a bad idea, but we're gonna commit to it. We're gonna commit to the bit. I'm going to take this hard cheese worker. I lied. I'm going to take this blue cheese worker and put them here and gain 3 fruit. Actually, no. I'm going to gain 2 fruit because I don't need that many right now. All right. I've gained 2 fruit. And now that I've gained 2 fruits, I can choose to play in this area. Now, I want to clarify, you don't have to play in this area. You also don't have to play here. You also don't have to play here. You can choose just to interact here and then move on with your turn from there. Or you can choose just to do only this and then move on from there. You don't have to do all 3. I just had the opportunity to last in the first round, so I did. And in this round, I want to gain those extra fruits here, so that way I can kind of set myself up for a reasonable turn. All right, and I'm gonna take this worker and I'm gonna put them on the bronze hard cheese. So I can now score this because I now done that. Also, this bronze hard cheese had a fruit that I had to cut up. So I'll take one of my fruits, put it on the cutting board. It is now stuck here for the rest of the game. And these will score based on how many of these times how many of those. So essentially if I have 4 of these and 5 of those, I will score 20 points for my fruits at the end of the game. So it benefits me to do both throughout the course of the game. So I'll try to do that. All right, so that's all done. I have no more workers. I could spin these 2 animals to go here and then put a cheese on, or blue cheese on a bronze plate as depicted here. And that counts for free. That's in addition to my turn. I just need to have the animals. Again, these are one and done. So once I put animals there, this spot is used up. And that is how that works. But I don't know if I really want to put them there. Yeah, that's kind of a bad spot. All right, so we're done. Moving on. Next round, we got this one here. And this worker is going to come to me. Oh, I didn't explain how that one scored. My apologies. Let me go back. So the way this area scores is that at the end of the game, we'll look at how many continuous runs, how many runs you have of your pieces, with the wild cheeses counting as 1 for you. So in this case, if this was the in-game state, the blue player would have 2 locations, so they would get 2 points based on this adjacency chart. I would just have 1 because this wild cheese is not adjacent to me and I don't have any allies or any of my own pieces adjacent to me. So therefore I scored 0, but that is how that one works. So you're kind of just sprawling throughout the board. All right, I get this hard cheese worker back. Now for the villas, the way the villas work is they are a majority situation. Essentially, whoever has the majority of the control here. So if I had just demonstrate it. If I had this situation going on and my opponent had one of theirs right there, like so, and this were the in-game state, then we would evaluate. Here we would be tied, so this will flip over, and neither one of us will score any points for a tie in a 2-player game. Here I have 2 to their 1, so I will score this one for myself, which will be 5 points at the end of the game once I add up my points. I have 1 here, so that's going to give me this one. I have the most here, so I'll get this one as well, and then so on and so forth. So we're competing for those particular audience members or clients or whatever it's called, customers. So that's important to note because the bot's going to go and they're going to put theirs on a hard cheese gold plate. And if there are multiple, then I get to decide which one they choose. Well, I don't want them to get that one, so I'm gonna put them up here. There we go. All right, now it's up to me. I had to make a decision I didn't want to make, but looks like it's gonna work out for me anyway. I'll put one here on this gold plate. That sucks so much because it's gonna be locked up. This is also a jam spot. So I will take a fruit and put it in the jam spot, and now I'll have 1 point for my fruit. I'll see if I can make that worth more points, but that's what I'll do for now. I have no more workers. I could spin these 2 animals so I can put a blue cheese on a bronze plate, but I don't think it's worth it right now. All right, so we're done. Next round. As you can see, the rounds are pretty quick, even when you're playing with a lot of people, because everybody's doing the thing at the same time. But for me, I'm just yapping a lot, so it's taking me a little bit. So hopefully it's been informative and useful for those who are looking to try to play it. Also, I do live stream here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/CulBlu. That's CULBLU. So feel free to check me out there. And also, if you do like this game and you want to play it yourself, you can play it on Board Game Arena. I would recommend checking out there. It is a pretty reasonable implementation of the game. I like the physicality of it, but Board Game Arena is fine. All right, continuing on here. My opponent is going to do a soft cheese on a gold plate. So there's only 1 choice here, so they'll put it there. All right, now it's over to me. I will get this worker back and this worker back. And now I'll decide what I want to do. I kind of want to build a calf barn. Oh man, I forgot. Sorry. Let me go back. For here, I built a cheese here, which this one, loading dock, says when I build a cheese in the villa, I will get a house. So I get a house. Haha. Gotta remember to get those bonuses. The way this area scores is essentially at the end of the game, for every plate that you're on, you'll score based on one of these sections here. The row that you get to score from is dependent on how many tables that you dominate, essentially. So essentially, if my opponent got their next cheese to be placed there, then they would be able to move up from this first level to this level here, and they'll be able to score based on this for the different plates that they have across the entire arena, the entire bistro. So you kind of want to get your cheeses on as many areas as you can. And I think this is where I will use my animal situation, but I need another fruit. Shoot. I don't have enough workers to do. Oh, no, I do. Aha, perfect. All right. So I'll put this worker here to get myself a fruit. And then I'm going to put this worker here on this bronze plate, and it's going to be a sliced fruit. And then I'll send 2 animals. Oh no. No, I don't have the right colors. Shoot. All right. In that case, I'm going to spin these 2 animals to put this cheese here. So I still do the same thing of putting the cheese, moving the fruit over, but I don't have to use a worker for it. This sucks. I thought I had the right cheese. I used the wrong cheese. Ooh. Would have been such a cool turn too. I kind of want to take 2 houses because that will allow me to build a calf barn, but I don't know if it'll be worth it. All right. Well, at the very least, I'm gonna go ahead and claim. Oh, I don't want to set myself up in that bad way. Yeah. Well, gosh. This is troublesome. All right, we will put this worker. I want to get a house. I think I can get away with getting 2 houses. So I'll get 2 houses. Okay. All right, I opted not to put a cheese down here outside of my animals that I sent to the market there. Okay, so we're done. We're committed. Moving on. Workers, I get no workers back except for this guy. And my opponent is gonna go. And they are going to draw this. They're going to get a gold. They keep getting gold plates. I don't appreciate this. A gold blue cheese. So they go there. Well, they don't get anything extra for that. So that's something at least. Some relief. All right, on to me. I will put myself here to gain this one. And this one is a jam. So I move my fruit over to the jam basket. I have 4 points at the end of the game now for the fruits. And I got 3 points for that one. That guy's gonna be locked up for a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. I'll survive. All right, we're all done. So now we move on to the next round. I now gain these 2 workers back. My opponent, they're going to draw, and they're going to get a bronze soft cheese. So bronze soft cheese. There's only 1, so I'm going to claim that one. Okay. I really want to take that spot for them, but I don't think I can right now. I need to get a lot of fruit because I feel like I need to get my scoring with the fruit has been pretty good. I don't know if I want to do that, but that's a little too risky. I can gain 2 fruit, and there's no way for me to use the fruit right now, but it will save me for later. I really want to get this spot and this spot. I don't have a soft cheese to claim that spot, but I do have the blue cheese, and I really want to gain that spot so that way they don't steal it since they're getting all the golds here. So I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. We're gonna do this one. Oh, I don't have any fruit. Oh no. Oh, that's fine. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna do this. I see. I'm gonna do this to gain a fruit. Oh, okay. I'll do it up here just for fun. I'll do that to gain a fruit, and then I'll do this to put a cheese there, and this is gonna move over to the sliced fruit. And that's it. So this comes back. My opponents, they're going to draw, and they're going to do a silver plate blue cheese. That's not good. They're starting to win this one. The best I can do is tie it now. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. The only place I can put a hard cheese is here or here. So it's gonna be stuck for a round or two. So I think that's what I'm doing. Put it down here. I'm gonna try to fight hard for that bronze blue cheese, but I don't know if I can get it. I really wanted to get animals. Let me think. Is it better to get 3 animals and then do this instead? answer is no, it is not. All right, so we're stuck there. We are doing that, and yeah, that was subpar. I do get this one worker back from over here, and my opponent, they're going to draw, and they're going to do a bronze hard cheese. So they can go here or here. Man, I kind of don't want them to go here. I also kind of don't want them to go there either. Actually, no, I lied. I don't care, because all they're doing is just blocking the table. That's fine. I don't care. The reason why I don't care is because they don't score from here. They score from their own ways of scoring, and they don't score bistro on their board. So all it's doing is blocking me from getting that spot, but I don't really want that spot. I really want this spot, and I still don't have the cheese that I need for it. So I'm just slacking. Slacker. Look at me just slacking it up over here. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot. Over here I built a cheese, so I will get a house for my ability here. And, oh man, I should have built the calf barn. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, but didn't. Get good, son. Okay, so we're gonna take this bronze cheese. And we're just gonna place it, just to place it. That helps us at least build towards the table. I need some fruit. I really need some fruit. Oh, would you look at that? I get all my pieces back? Heck yeah. The whole crew's back. The crew is back. We get all of our workers back. Whew, that feels good. All right. And my opponent, they're going to do that for gold plates blue cheese. There are no gold plate blue cheeses. So instead, they will score this card for 3 points at the end of the game. And that's it. For me, I need fruit. There's no fruit here. This is unfortunate. Oh, I can get a fruit from here. Okay, okay. So let's see, where do I want to put? I can put it here. Kind of want jam. But that's the only spot for that one. And I have too many houses, so this is actually okay. So we're going to put our hard cheese here to gain a fruit. And then we're going to put a soft cheese there, which is going to be a sliced fruit. Go there. And we get to trade one resource, or discard one resource to gain a different resource. So we're going to discard a house to gain an animal. Probably should have been a fruit. No, we got fruits coming up next time. And I'm also going to gain a card. And it is not the match here, so I'm not going to retcon anything. All right, we're done. Ooh, hold on. Before I do that, I'm going to have built a house. I'm going to change the order of this. I'm going to build a house. And then I'm going to put this here. And then I'm going to get rid of my last house to gain an animal. Because whenever I gain an animal, I gain another animal. Now that's built. So now I have 2 animals. Calf barn. Nice. I get all my workers back again. And we've already established that I need a lot of fruit, or I have ambitions to get a lot of fruit, so I can try to build a lot of points that way. But for my opponent, they're going to draw this. They're going to do a silver. Oh no. Oh no. It went under the board. Oh no. I got it. Okay. They're going to get a silver hard cheese. Which they can get this one or this one. I'd rather them get this one. Actually, no, it doesn't matter, does it? Yeah, no, I'd rather them get this one, so they're out of my way. Cool. All right, glad I established that. Now we're on to me. We're gonna get 3 fruit. I just gotta figure out which fruit to get. I need to hold on to blue cheese. And hard cheese can go... No, I need to hold on to hard cheese too. All right, blue cheese and hard cheese I need to hold on to, so soft cheese it is. Soft cheese goes over here. And we're gonna get 3 of our fruits. And we can do a blue cheese gold next round, not this round. Blue cheese gold will... Oh, we're not gonna win that one either. Oh my gosh. Man, that's horrible. Ugh, we're losing 2 threes? Ugh. Rough game, y'all. Okay, I'm just looking forward at my destiny over there. My very sad destiny over there. All right, this is gonna give me the gold blue cheese that I need, so I need to hope that they don't play that one. 5 would get me any cheese anywhere. I think I can get away with just 2 fruits. I'm gonna try to get away with just 2 fruits instead of 3. All right, now established that, where am I gonna put stuff? I can't, can get a jam here if I use my soft cheese, but I need my other cheeses. Jeez. This got rough real fast. All right, here's the plan. I'm going to put the yellow cheese in this place. I'm gonna say I did that instead. And the reason why for all the indecisions is because I'm trying to figure out how to like this turn, that turn, that turn. But I'm gonna say soft cheese is over here. And then I'm going to do, because I want more jam. This is not gonna help me out a ton. Oh, actually no, it will. Okay, perfect. I'm going to put this fruit as a jam and put a cheese here. So that's gonna give me a little bit of a chain going, which is nice. And then I'm going to use my last one to get the fruit back. Okay. So I technically got 3 fruit anyway. All right, next round. So now here's where I'm hoping that the bot doesn't get a bronze blue cheese. Hey, they got a gold white cheese. I'll take that. Gold soft cheese goes right there. I kind of care, but I don't care. Oh, actually, I care a lot. Never mind. Oh yeah, I care a lot about that. They're getting a lot of points from that. This guy comes back to me. Well, the plan was to take this one for sure, so I can cancel those points out. That's all I got. Oh, I'm winning this. Oh, snap. I thought I was losing this one. Oh my gosh. Okay, I feel much better now. All right. Well, happy about that. And we're on to the next round. So, oh, sorry, I forgot. I built a cheese in the villa that gives me a house. Okay, cool. Back to over here. Oh, I wanted animals, didn't I? Shoot. All right, hold on. If I get animals here, then it allows me to do something really cool over there. Gosh, I hate this so much. All right, I do not get a house for building a cheese there. I'm getting 3 animals. I don't think I need 3 animals, but actually I don't need 3 animals. I need 2 animals because I'm taking 2 animals, and because of calf barn I get 1 extra animal, so I'll have 5 anyway. Okay, so I get my guy back 1 round sooner. Now we're over here, and I get these 2 back. My opponent is going to be playing here a gold blue cheese. Oh, they're drawing 2 cards. I missed that. They're drawing 2 cards now from here on out. So I get a gold blue cheese, and they will draw another card, and they will get a silver hard cheese. Oh no, they're taking the spot that I was gonna put it. I knew it was gonna happen. And then it happened. I'm just so... See, my turn was gonna be to do this and this. Actually, yeah, that was my turn. My turn was gonna be to do this, boom, boom. So disappointing. So disgusted too. They took the jam spot too. Oh my gosh. The game's got hands, y'all. The game's got hands. All right. All right, we're gonna spin 4 animals. Excuse me. Oof. We're gonna spin 4 animals to build a blue cheese on a gold plate, and that's gonna give us a jam. And then we're also gonna score this card, finally. And then I'm going to think about my workers here. I don't want to do restaurant because it's not going to give me a bunch, so I don't really want that many houses. I don't care too much for them. I guess I'm taking a fruit and I'm putting this other one somewhere. Yeah, we can get another jam here. So we'll do this, that, and that's gonna let us, that's a jam, right? Yeah, that's gonna let us move this into a jam. And then we're gonna take our last worker and put them there to get a fruit. So again, just to clarify, the reason why I was able to put 2 cheeses in that one round is because I put animals here to do that. My diabolical plan was to do, like, this guy was gonna be here, and then the animal was gonna let me to get that one, but it just didn't work out that way. Didn't work out that way. The game has got hands, y'all. It's just, I don't appreciate it. All right, we're almost done though. I only got 3 left. They only got 3 left, so we're getting close to the end of the game. Next round. Did I draw 1 for them? Ah, shoot. Hold on, because it could get worse. They're supposed to draw 2. Okay, I don't care about that. This is a bronze soft cheese. There were no bronze soft cheeses. Yeah, there were no bronze soft cheeses, so they score that one. Okay, all right, I missed that. Good catch, thank you. All right, this comes back, this comes back, this comes back. They're drawing 2, so the first one, it's gonna be a bronze blue cheese. They do have a bronze blue cheese, which is looking scary. And then the next one is going to be a, oh, they got both of those. We're almost at the end of the game. Almost at the end of the game. I gotta do something big. I don't think I can. I mean, I think my score is pretty good because I got a lot of fruits here. I would like a sliced fruit, and I don't think it's a sliced fruit left. Well, there's a sliced fruit way over there in Villas, but I don't think the game's gonna last that long. So I might as well just go do a full Hail Mary here. If I get 2 more animals somehow, then I can, oh yeah, I can also do a silver. Okay, I see how this is gonna work. All right, this is easy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this worker, hold on. I'm gonna take my white cheese worker and put him here to grab 2 cards. Hoping one of them is gonna be good for me. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's great. I like that one. That one's good. That one's exactly what I wanted. All right, and then I'm gonna take this worker and I'll put them here on top of this jam. So we're gonna be doing a jam like so. So it's gonna be 24 points at the end of the game. That's not terrible by any stretch of imagination. And I'm gonna get a resource of my choice. I'm gonna take a cow, which gives me another cow because of calf barn. And then I'm gonna spend these 3 animals to build a white cheese right here, which is gonna give me 2 points at the end of the game. But more importantly, it's gonna score this for me right now. And I'm all caught up with them. All right. And now we're on the possibly last round. So they're gonna do a gold on soft cheese, and there's definitely spots for that. So they will get this one. And then the last one, they can't play anything, so they'll score it. And they will be getting 45 points to the score. This is the last round. And I have no real good moves. That's outstanding. This is the only move I have, which is going to score me 0 points. So my question is why I play it. It's better for me to go ahead and get 2 fruits because it's going to give me 1 victory point at the end of the game. So I'll do that. Oh, actually 3 fruits because that'll give me 2 victory points because the unspent cards counts as resource. All right, so that's it. So the game is over. I did not get to place my last little cheese there, but it's okay. Where's my phone? Let's see how the scores panned out. We'll zoom in pretty close here so we can get our scores scored up here. Oh, did I draw 2 for them? Oh yeah, no, I did. Yeah, because they couldn't do the last one. Oh, they didn't have any cheese left, so they scored automatically. That's what happened. Okay. All right, good. Glad I did that. All right, back over here. so let's score this baby up. So my opponent is going to start with 45 points. Is that what it's saying? Sorry, I have to fight my AC here. All right, Clyde, the cyborg, me and you. So starting off with bistro scoring. Now what I'll do is I'm gonna call out the score for the bot 2 for each region, but I'm gonna zero them out afterwards, because what happens is the bot is gonna score on very specific grounds. They're gonna score specifically this track here around the outside. They're gonna score 45 points, and they're also gonna score 9 points, and that's it. That's their entire score. Oh, sorry. They're also gonna score points based on the area control on the villas. Oh, sorry, there we go. I had to sneeze. Okay, so that's all saying that that their points are a little bit like specific, but I'm gonna add up all the points for everybody anyway, because it's gonna be fun to see how they did versus how I did. So let's start off with the bistro. Bistro is such a sad man. I would have had like a perfect bam bam, but they just said nope, nope, and they got a gold plate at the end of it too. Ugh. All right, starting with my opponent here. Starting with me. I mean, I have one full table, so I will be doing this scoring row. And then for my points, I have 1, 2, 3 bronze plates, so it's going to be 3 points, and then I have 1 gold plate, so it's going to be 5, so 8 points total. All right, and then for Clyde the cyborg, it has 1 table, so we'll be scoring here, and has 2 gold, 1 bronze, 1 silver. So 10, 14, so I got 14 points. And again, I will subtract, I will subtract 14. Because they don't score anything for that normally. I just want to see how they did. So I scored less points than they did there. I'm pretty sad about that. Festival. I feel like I did a lot better here than I thought I was gonna do. But we'll see. For me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have 5 adjacents. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's going to give me 9 points. For Clyde has, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 2 over here. Oof, that's rude. So I got 11 points. All right. For Fromage, sorry, I should have just went backwards, my bad. I just want to do a full circle. Fromagerie, let's see, we have, for me, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 tables, that's not bad. 5 tables is pretty good. That's actually pretty strong. That's 14 points, heck yeah, that's a lot of points. And then for them, they got 2 tables, that's it? Wow, that's baby numbers. They got 2 points. Sorry, they would have had 2 points. Again, I just want to clarify, the bot does not score these points normally. I'm only adding them up for my own curiosity to see how I did versus them. But I'll tell you their final score at the end and tell you which points are actual points they should be scoring. All right, continuing on. Here for Festival, Village, Villas, Villias. These are last. So area majority, I am orange, not blue. That's why I got confused earlier. So we have majority here for me. I win this one. Clyde wins that one. Clyde wins that one. Oh man, Clyde's winning a lot over here. Clyde wins that one. Clyde wins that one. Oof, that hurts. I win this one though. Ooh, well, that was a disaster. Clyde scored everything except for those 2, and I got just these ones. Man, that was a slaughter. That could have been solved if I just put a single cheese over here. I could have like blocked out one of them or something. Man, I didn't put up a fight over there. All right, so I'm scoring 5 plus 3, so I'm scoring 8 points. And then Clyde, these wills count for Clyde for his score. So Clyde is going to score 5 plus 8, so 13 plus 3, 16. Ugh. Let me double check, make sure that's right. Yeah, we got 8 plus 8, 16. That's disappointing. Structures. I scored 0 points for structures because I did not build my restaurant, which is the only point scoring structure that I have. Clyde has, for structures, I'm just going to put 45 for the structures because that's the bot's points there. For fruits, I have 4 times 6, so that should be 24. Clyde doesn't have many fruits. For orders, I have 3 orders finished, so I get 5 points. For Clyde, they have 3 orders finished, it's 3 times 3, so they get 9 points. And then unscored resources, Clyde has none, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 2 points. Wow. All right, and the score is going to be 70 to 70. What happens when you tie? If tied, the player that made more cheese wins. If still tied, victory is shared. Oh no, Clyde wins because Clyde made more cheeses. No. Oh, boo. So I'll give Clyde 0.1 points for being a jerk. Wow. That is outstanding. All right, so I lost because Clyde built more cheeses than I did. That is disappointing. I was doing so well too. Where I really lost it is that I didn't compete here as much. Like they got a ton of points, so I was competing with them pretty hardcore in places where they weren't scoring. And then also this move, this bistro move, just destroyed me. Like they took that. If I would have had that, I would have done this instead of that. That would have reduced this by what? Oh, 5 times 25. Actually, I would have gotten more points. I would have gotten way more points. I would have got 25 points here. So instead of a jam, I would have gotten a sliced fruit. And then on top of that, I would be scoring on the second track, which would have given me 4 plus 6 plus 4, so 8 plus 6, so 14. I would have gotten 14 points instead of, did I get 14 points already? Oh, I got 8 points, yeah. I would have gotten 14 points instead of 8 points, and I could have gotten more. And those extra 4 points would have won me the game. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. It is a tragedy. Or if I would have more leftover resources, that would have helped me too, but can't win them all. All right, so that's gonna be it for this particular playthrough. As you see that, like I said, the corporation, they got hands. They out here just swinging, just taking people's lives in a not great way. I don't think there's a great way to take somebody's lives. Please don't take people's lives. Be nice, be kind. Don't forget to drink water, stay hydrated. But that's going to be it for this one, though. So hopefully that was informative, fun, interesting to watch. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all enjoyed it. And as always, I will see y'all whenever.